the next layer of innovation is starting to come around in market structure. And I think maybe, Anna, do you want to talk a bit about how you're approaching market structure innovation with what you're building?
One thing that DeFi does offer us is the ability to test out, new products or new market structures in a pretty iterative and low-cost way. Just to give you an example, the sort of baked-in features of what we're building was estimated by the SEC about 10 years ago to cost something like $3 billion to deploy and then $2 billion a year just to do this type of monitoring. I should probably tell you what it is that we're actually doing. The mechanism under our exchange, it's an evolution of an order book. It operates by executing all transactions as continuous flows over a period of time. That doesn't make sense to anyone. So I usually use an analogy, which is if I were to sell you this box of water, there's, the normal way to do it would be like, Ed, you're going to be my buyer. Welcome. We would establish some kind of price that's $5 and, I'm selling, you're buying, and the transaction executes instantaneously. Now, if I happen to know that the price of water is going to fall in 3 milliseconds to $3, as long as I get in that 3 millisecond window, unfortunately, you have to pay the cost of my information. That's what you were referring to earlier. On Krypton, there is a second way. We've kind of innovated this second way, invented by my co-founder, Michael, who's in the audience here somewhere, which is that you could actually pour the water out from my vessel into yours. And because the water is being poured as a flow, it's associated with a speed, right? You can pour it fast, you can pour it slower. And because it's associated with speed, we have to agree on that as part of our transaction. So this is kind of the innovation. And so if I know that in 3 milliseconds, the price of water will fall to $3, I have to pour extremely quickly. And I have to telegraph that information to the market before I ever start pouring. So Ed, you can then say to me, why do you need to pour this water so quickly? Maybe I'll only pay you $2.50 now. So this kind of, it turns what was formerly a private piece of information held by every participant in the market into a public piece of information that prices can respond to. So that's kind of how we're thinking about bring information first.
Yes. And this is a classic example of what DeFi enables, right? Somebody has a good idea and you can just go and build it.
Yeah.
Right. And then deploy it and then everyone can use it. Yeah. Right. It's that kind of permissionless innovation that comes in that really is what's powerful here.